Hey guys, Susan Thomas here, and today we are going to be teaching you pro tips all about using chain. So here at Jewel School, we have a lot of chain. We sell a lot of chain, we use a lot of chain, we love a lot of chain. So Katy, Alicia, and I thought, wouldn't it be a great idea to put together a video for you guys on different ways to use chain in your jewelry, because chain is jewelry. So my favorite tip on how to use chain is to extend your jewelry with the chain. My absolute favorite thing to do is just to take a chain just like this and cut it right in half and then attach beads to the bottom that are already strung like a short necklace and basically double the length of my necklace in one really quick step. So I have here just some different ideas of how you can do that. I started with a necklace, I've got earrings, and I have bracelets. So I'll just kind of show you all of those so you can kind of see what I mean. So first thing I told you was I like to just cut that chain in half and extend a necklace. So this actually was intended to be a bracelet, ended up a little bit too long, and I thought, maybe it should just be a necklace. So I took two fancy rings and then I cut a chain basically in half and just attached it here to the back using two jump rings and made an 18-inch necklace. Ta-da! Now, this is a set, just all three earrings, and just got three different ideas here of what you can do with earrings, and I'll pull this pair in just so you can kind of see what I'm looking at. This would have been a cute earring if I just dangled this little bauble right off the bottom. Would have been adorable, but kind of casual, right? I wanted to make it look a little more dramatic. I wanted some length. I have long hair, so I like long earrings. All you have to do to make a long earring and a more dramatic earring is to add a couple inches of chain between the ear wire and the beads. And ta-da, you've extended it, you've made it more romantic, longer, more exciting. I don't know, it's just really cool. And you can kind of see I use different styles of chain depending on the style of the beads. So like this is a bigger bead, so I used a double Rolo, so it looks, you just want to make sure your chain kind of goes with your beads. So that's super easy. And then the other thing, this is one of my absolute favorites, is to use chain on bracelets, because a lot of times I'll be working and I have like 3 beads or 1 bead or just a focal, and I want to make a bracelet because I love to wear stacks and stacks of bracelets. It's just one of my favorite things. So what I'll do is, like with this design right here, I had one humongous pearl, one large focal bead, and a little charm. And so what I did was I just took some large chain that matched the size of the pearl, and I used a little bit on one side and a little bit more on the other side, attached my clasp, and attached my focal to the end. And it makes a super cute little bracelet, all because of the chain. Doesn't matter what kind of chain you have, you can do something cool. This is one of the first bracelets I ever made when I first came to Jewel School. I loved this bead, wanted to wear it on a bracelet, loved the chain, added a fancy clasp, and voila, adorable bracelet. It's all about the chain. But you can see it's totally different. Same chain, I just used it as the extender. I didn't have quite enough labradorite on this to finish it off, so I added those 2 links of chain at the end, and really adds a nice, just little texture to your piece and makes it look more designer. Chain makes everything look more designer. Then on this one, I'm just kind of going down the line here. You can see that I didn't have enough beads to finish this bracelet, so I put kind of a super long extender chain. But the important part about this particular bracelet is you can see that the chain matches the size of the beads. This would not have worked if I'd used a tiny skinny chain or one that was too big. So I kind of kept it in line so it looks like all one bracelet. And then this one's kind of the same idea, but I only had 3 beads. And the key to this one was taking the chain apart and making sure that I extended the look of this elongated paperclip chain in between each one of the beads to pull it all together and make it look the same. And the last one, this is just a piece of chain. It's one piece of chain that I made into a cha-cha bracelet. You can see this bracelet's so old. I love this bracelet. But I made sure at the end to leave some extender, so no matter what size wrist of person who is wearing this, they're going to be able to get that baby on. And also, putting an extender at the end of a bracelet makes it easy for you to put your bracelet on, because you can actually reach around and hold on to it while you're clasping it. So that is my #1 pro tip for chain. Extend your jewelry with it. Make your jewelry with it. #2, my second big tip, and this is really a good one. It's something that people don't think about very often, is don't have any jump rings? but you have chain. Guess what chain is made out of? Jump rings. Chain is jump rings. Jump rings are chain. So like if you have a chain like this that's really cool and fancy and has really neat links on it, and you don't have any jump rings, all you have to do is take this chain apart and use it as jump rings. You can also actually match your jump ring to your chain. Like say you made long earrings and you want to attach a piece to a necklace to match your earrings, use the jump rings from the chain to make the earrings. Let me show you what I mean here as far as your chain is jump rings. So these links right here, I know it looks like you're like, that's just chain, Susan. I swear it's just chain. Actually, if you take a look at these guys on each side, and I may need my glasses to do this, to find the opening. There we go. I see it. So you just basically grab it with your chain nose and your flat nose plier, and you twist it open like so, and you have a jump ring. When you twist it back closed, you can see that baby right there. Cute little jump ring. That looks like paperclip chain to me. And so if you took two of those and stacked them together, they'd make a fantastic bail on a necklace. So say you just have like a chain necklace like this and you want to put a pendant at the bottom, want to make it a little cuter, take two of these fancy jump rings, and these guys can be the bail, the two of them together. Doubling and stacking things together always adds to the look, it elevates the design, it just always looks better. And then look here, like say I end up with, I've got this chain, it's all busted up, but look, I've got these three little pieces. You could actually make a cute earring just with that leftover chain. Never throw away any chain. Whatever's left over is your jump ring or the thing to extend your earring with. Kind of cool, right? So those are my 2 pro tips for chain. Make them into jump rings, make them into jewelry. And I know Katy and Alicia have lots more to share with you.
Hey guys, I'm Alicia, and I'm going to tell you what I love about chain. I love to make tassels out of chain. Tassels are my favorite. So if you see over here, this is just chain, and I've added some beads to the bottom, and these earrings are just chain with a couple of stones. So I'm going to show you how to make these earrings, and then just tassel everything up. What you're going to need is a flat nose plier, and that's just to open and close your jump ring, a cutter to cut your chain and your wire, and then a round nose plier to wrap your loops on your wire so you can connect it to your earring. So what I'm gonna do first is I've already cut a piece of chain, and that's gonna just be the top base of my earring. And so I'm gonna take, what I do is I take a piece of wire, and that's how I measure out my chain. It's the easiest way, because if you're trying to count chain links this small, you're gonna lose your mind. So I've measured that out. So before I lose that little link, I'm gonna open my ear wire so that I can slide it right on there so I don't have to count over and over and over again. And if I didn't measure it with a wire, I probably would never use chain. So boom, that was easy. I'm gonna close that up. So from here, I'm gonna take my bead that I'm gonna add on and my 24 gauge wire. And before I add my bead on, I'm gonna take my round nose plier, and I'm just gonna make a little loop. So I'm bending that over into a 90-degree angle and then wrapping over the top, bringing that tail back around and twisting that. I'm gonna just cut off that little tail. Now I'm gonna add my bead. And do the same thing on the other side. So bring that over, pull it back over your round nose plier, and while it's still open like that, I'm gonna cut 3 little chain pieces like I have right here to make little tassels. So slide it back on your wire, and then however long you want your tassel, just cut it to the length that you want. And then instead of counting all of those to try to match it up to your next piece of chain, slide it onto that wire, and then look, so much easier. You don't have to count, and clip it. Slide it back on, measure it, and clip it. So much faster than counting each time. So from there, what you're gonna do, while that piece is still open, you're gonna slide each piece of chain right on to that wire. So slide that on, that on. And now that you have it on there, I'm just gonna bring your round nose back in there for a second to just kind of close that little loop up, and then just hold that with your round nose plier and bring that loop back around. So now you have your little tassels right on to the bottom of your piece. And then take your jump ring, open that up, hold up your chain, slide it through both pieces of chain, add your little bead with the tassel, close up your jump ring, and now you have cute little tassel earrings. Fast and easy. So here's the earrings in my ear. They're super light because I'm using chain, and they've got a lot of movement because it's tassels and chain. Just like this necklace, all I did was take a bunch of chain, cut them different lengths, and add beads to make a tassel. So let's see what Katy has for us.
I've got a few pro tips for you about chain, and I'm going to start with a chain tassel. Here I have made a pair of earrings using tiny pieces of chain as the tassel, and it is so cute and a great way to use up the leftover pieces of chain you might have laying around. You can add them to components like this, or you can just gather them up onto a jump ring and put them on the bottom of a necklace, and it's so, so cute. Another pro tip I have is to use chain as kind of a cascading element to a design. It especially works incredibly well for earrings. If you just have a piece of wire going across, you can cut different lengths of chain to incorporate into your design, and it looks really pretty, and it's also really lightweight if you use a thin chain like this. Another pro tip I have is that you can actually draw with chain in your design. It's really fun to wrap beads onto a wire form and then wrap chain around it to almost draw with it. It works best with really fine chain, but it's so fun to do. First, what I did here is I made a teardrop shape out of wire and then wrapped these sapphires around the side. And then I attached my chain up here to the top, and I just wrapped it. I didn't wrap it with wire, I just set it in between the grooves in a star pattern and then wrapped it to attach it here. Another pro tip I have is I love to use big chain links as the top of a tassel. So if you have chunky chain, you can save whatever leftovers you have, and they just make great tassel toppers. And if you're interested in making this piece, we have done this, so just check out our YouTube video on that. I wanted to tell you how fun it is to combine little lengths of chain and use them as an element of design in an earring. For example, this is one of my favorite designs to do when I just really want to showcase one bead, and I just think it's a really nice earring design. And the way that I attached the chain, I have this one done here, and I'm going to just kind of deconstruct it a little bit so you can see how I did this. Open up this jump ring, so first what I did, I made this wire form and then made two little loops on it. But you can see that these are just kind of in a short to long length pattern. Nothing precise about this. I really just eyeballed. I used what I had left over, and then I put them on a jump ring here. And so to attach them to the other side, I have my jump ring here. And normally what I try to do is go from the longest to the shortest, but if you can't get it perfect, it's okay. Some designs require a lot of accuracy, but this one in particular doesn't. So I'm just gonna do longest to shortest. If I can. And then you just attach it back to the other side here. And you're done. Just really cute. So like I said, if you want, you can do it, you know, in order from side to side, or you can kind of do a cluster look like this. So chain is awesome, and I hope you enjoyed these tips.
Thanks so much for watching. If you guys would like to pick up some chains or basic tools, check out the links down below. How would you use chains in your jewelry? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell, and we'll see you again next time.